chose All Saints Academy over other options that I had because All Saints felt very like home to me. I felt safe here, I had a relationship with all of my teachers, and I knew that if I started again at another school, I'd lose that. I had a really good group of friends here, and I knew that All Saints would be able to support me because they knew me, they knew how I learned, they knew what I wanted to do, they were able to push me, and I always felt that they had pushed me, so I knew that that would continue through to sixth form. One of my biggest highlights of sixth form was definitely choreographing the school musical with my two friends, Poppy and Beth. That was a real highlight for me because it was such a fun thing to do whilst in such a serious, high-pressured time of school. It was definitely good fun. On a more academic side, being a head student was really a highlight for me because it was able to push me in my drive to achieve outside of school. And I learned to be confident, I learned to network, I learned to stand up in front of a large group of people. And a definite highlight was definitely leading some assemblies on lots of stuff that was very personal to me. Yeah, that was definitely a highlight. When I applied for my university place, I applied with a deferred application because I wanted to go on a gap year. I wanted to go travelling, so I went around Southeast Asia with Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore and Bali, which was a really fun, amazing experience. I applied with a deferred place because I knew I wanted to get to uni, but I also wanted to get some life experience before uni. At uni, I studied events management at the University of Greenwich, which is in central London. I had a great time at uni. It was some of the best 3 years of my life. My course was a really fun course. It was a practical course on a practical subject that was something that I learned, was the way I learned, and that was really good for me. I did a lot of work experience at uni, which actually had come from the help of All Saints back in sixth form. School helped me get on the Talent Tap programme, which I wouldn't have got if I went to another school because it's something that's exclusively at All Saints. I was able to work on some amazing events such as London Fashion Week, big parties, London Film Festival, all these amazing things, which then helped me move forward into my career post-uni. Since uni, I am now a full-time event production assistant. I'm freelance, which means I work for myself, which has its pros and cons. You have to work very hard, you have to network, which is all skills I learned from doing work experience. I work for lots of different production companies with some very big clients, such as Netflix, Spotify, Jo Malone. I've just completed my 8th London Fashion Week, I've also done Film Festival, and I've recently just done Dior's latest collection, Runway. The best advice I would give to sixth form students is get work experience. The thing that makes the difference in getting jobs now is work experience, because lots of people have degrees but not many people have work experience. And a more detailed bit of advice I would give is start early. It's never too late if you haven't already, but the difference for me was I started work experience just after sixth form and during my first year of uni, and unfortunately due to the pandemic my uni life on campus was cut very short, and if I hadn't have got that work experience in first year and the first half of second year, I wouldn't have been able to gain any work experience if I'd waited till third year. And therefore when the world started to open up in an industry like events, it's very similar with film and TV, once the world was open up I was able to hit the ground running because I'd already got that work experience before. My biggest highlight since leaving university on a personal level is staying in London after my degree, because that's obviously something that's quite hard for a lot of people. But from a professional perspective is definitely having a job in my degree, straight out of my degree, and probably last month working on Dior's menswear collection at Olympia, which was a huge job, one of the most amazing things I've ever done, and something that really was a dream job for me, and to get that so early at 22 is a big, I'm very proud of myself. For those that don't know, freelance means you're self-employed, so I don't work for one single company, but I work for myself. It means that I work on lots of different projects with lots of different people for short periods of time. The pros of working as freelance is it means that every month is completely different. Every time I go to work, I'm doing something completely new. I get to choose sort of who I work for and what projects I work on, and it means that I have lots of flexibility in sort of when I work and what I work on. The cons, however, are that it's a lot of hard work with networking. You have to do your own tax return, so you invoice, they give you the money, and then you pay your taxes separately at the end of the tax year. So you have to be able to be confident, put yourself out there and make a really good impression every single time, because you only get one chance to make a first impression. And if you do make a first impression, you may be very lucky and you can stay on with these companies for a period of time and they'll always call you back. For example, with me, lots of work that I've had is because I've made an impression on one person and they've passed my details on to another company when they're looking for freelancers and they've got in contact. So every impression counts. I genuinely feel I wouldn't be where I am in my career without the help of All Saints, and that's genuinely because of the experiences that were given to me and offered to me throughout my school experience here, both in lower and in sixth. It was due to teachers that genuinely cared about me achieving and wanted me to achieve. They nurtured me and helped me grow as an individual and worked with me during a time where I had no clue what I wanted to do. I changed my opinion several times about where I thought I was going to go, and it was working in events was something that was shown to me by teachers in this school that I didn't even know was a possibility. I was able to have experiences, like I said, such as Africa in lower school, having the opportunity to be head boy in sixth form, and also joining the Talent Tap, which is something, as I mentioned, is exclusive at All Saints, which is a program that helps students from schools like All Saints get work experience opportunities that they wouldn't normally be offered, which is something that I'd be forever grateful for, because I genuinely would not be where I am without that.